and toss those into the deep blue sea, Charybdis. Is it a coincidence that our words have Scylla, devil in the deep blue sea? Remember Scylla, the Hydra on one side and the whirlpool on the other? Right. Greek mythology. You should have paid attention in class, silly. So is it a coincidence that our words have Scylla, bulls, or that the Spirit made flesh, Ka, ribbed, is? Ka is the Egyptian word for the embodiment of spirit, and is a key sound I listen for. I think everyone needs to brush up on the basics of English regarding synonyms, homonyms, and antonyms are concerned, no? When you begin to see the real magic, you will become a whole lot less stressed out, knowing you were right all along about this place being magical like you did when you were a pre-corrupted child. Anytime I see or hear combos like K-A, C-A-W, that's Ka, these are all Ka sounds, K-A, C-A-W, or C-A-U, or L, L, L single letter, Ra, Re, ice or is, you can pronounce it ice, I-S can sound like ice, okay? Say or say, S-A-Y, S-E, C-E. I see root meanings, not literal ones, and they all have much more significant meaning. This is why it is nearly impossible to codify or code-I-fy, discussed, the English language, because it incorporates all the sounds, look at that word, incorporates, huh? Incorporates all the sounds using borrowed sounds and meanings from languages. It is only important that one catches on to these intricacies without feeling the need to be expert. It's your intention that carries once this spell has been spotted with your own aha moment. So on the surface, physical becomes phi, creation, psi, spirit mind, call to harvest. Or that to me, the word physical is defined as the harvesting of our spiritual creative ability. It is also not a coincidence that any of the so-called officials like to be called honor-able, because they are actually doing that if one can see how they pull it off in phonics. A very important aspect that you have to adopt is one of no vengeance or anger, because that will only cloud your ability to see things from a new position or positive ion. I really want to keep this essay as short as possible so as not to overwhelm your left brain that is likely on fire right now, but you will notice, that's not is, since a C can take on all forms and sounds of an S. You will notice that you're being more creative in your seeing and hearing, which is bringing your right creative brain to bear, B-E-A-R or B-A-R-E. I would suggest just spending a bit of time with a few words to see how they sound when you break all the programmed rules so deeply ingrained since the first day of school. A few simple terms to see are suffixes like hood or meant or ship, which all mean mind or spirit. And it doesn't matter how you think a word used to sound or look, only that you look far deeper than your programs have allowed you to see. Here are a few words as I see and hear them to see if this resonates with you. Decipher, or D, to undo, or of, like D means of something, French, de, right? Psi, of mind and spirit, and fer, animal hide, or fair, as in ferrous, or iron red. I missed a word there. It should have been emotions. Sorry, it said emotions. Isn't that funny how that works? Emotions are going to change that. Anyway, are you starting to get the depth of this Webster's yet? See, the Webster, the web of the divine feminine creative had to be in the words. That was an early one for me. Carrying on here. Stir is star, or divine feminine creative essence, or the right brain, where regis means to rule from Latin. Another thing I always notice is the placement of the letter N, since that letter simply means to make something yours. It's a possessive letter once added to the front of a word to separate vowels or vowels, with L being the same concept as the power of intent in creation to create something. It works something like this. Today we say an egg, where it used to be spelled like a neg, and the N just moved to the legal left brain, where right is lawful right, where I choose to sit in between the worlds. I am center, just, I, fied. If one is seeking justice, they are phonically seeking just is. and to therefore be happy with their choice. But then, that wasn't your intent, now was it? Up until this point, it could be safely assumed and presumed you were only wanting what just is. And you weren't you, not given that phonetically misspelled. Sorry, I screwed that all up. I must have went off on a tangent. See what happens? Anyway, I'll carry on. I just want you to get the concept of justice can be also the C, it can be an S. It can have a hard, soft sound, doesn't matter. So justice becomes just is. So if you really want your just is, they're giving it to you. Well, it's just the way things are. This is your just is. Got it? Okay. This is a game of universal honor, for all is fair in love and war. And make no mistake about it. But the good news is you are beginning to see the trickery of creation itself, and that was always and will always be based in sound. It suffices that you only see the nature of the spell and how anything you say can and will be used against you, and quite effectively. Do you now see why? I could write an entire library of works on every word, but the truth is, it was only the tricks of the matrix, patrix, we have to expose and become the new tricks on the block. Mother tricks, father tricks, and tricks, where old dogs had better become puppies again, lest their chosen by assumption masters continue to beat them. I'm hoping that you can tune into the shows where I not only read these on air, but I expand on the concepts to give people a better understanding of how this reality really works. In order to rise from the ashes, the foe must be nixed. For me, that's the true order of the phoenix, or phonics, since an E is usually silent anyway. While you be reeling a bit from this information, take heart, because it is far simpler than you think. And that again is the trouble with the left brain. It wants to figure out everything, even when there is no figuring out to be done. I constantly remind people to just breathe, and let the seeds take root. And that can only happen when you can shut down your monkey left brain that has been mined for too long. That's M-I-N-E-D, by the way. Here are a few keywords or sounds with how I see and hear them. I am sound only motivated. Ra, re equals the son of, or the light of God. That's S-U-N, not the penis-bearing version. Ka, or C-A-U, ka, right? Spirit or mind embodiment. Say, and I've got these all spelled out. I'll just say the one and you'll get the gist of it. Say as an S-E with a apostille. Herself means herself, himself, itself, or the trinity of creation parts. P, letter P or the letter R, which is spelled for the Greek letter Rho, R-H-O, which means, or R-O-W, might give you an idea as to why they put you under Roman law. And it's pronounced Ro, you got to roll that R. It's the spirit breath or creation itself. It's the vibration. That's why the tongue pledge is the true language, langage, right? X, which you can spell it E-X or E-C-S or E-C-K-S. These are all the sounds you can pull out of the words, right? Equals, like I said earlier, the Roman numeral 10, which the 1 can easily be mistaken for an I, Io, the goddess, the early goddess of creation, which also translates into the Greek letter of ki, or ki, chi, clay, French for key, on, off, binary, sperm, egg, penis, vagina, etc. So just that one letter, like I said, I got to write a book on that one letter. L, spelled E-L or E-L-E for the French out there. The letter L or U factors in as well, because U is the international symbol for electricity, intent, and masculine. And of course, L is the power of intent into the void, where the mother sound, Masonic, made manifest. So that's the intention, the masculine intention going in. I could list dozens more, but one thing I have noticed is that all things return to the divine feminine, inasmuch as the masculine electrical can only move using feminine electrons. Without the womb of is, or Isis, the masculine is effectively impotent, not I'm potent. This is where the impossible becomes the fully I'm possible. A great teacher once said that God is light, which is only a higher vibration of sound, that you are light, and that you are gods. My take on that is quite simple, really. Be careful what, and that's spelled W-H-A-T or W-A-T-T as an electrical, you, Y-O-U, letter U, intent, or sheeple version, E-W-E, be careful what you wish for. And start acting responsible, or response-able. That's to give birth again to the right mind. Response, as in, look at the letter Rho. What are salmon eggs called? Rho. What is a salmon the symbol of? Wisdom. The nuts of knowledge. That's what, it goes back to ancient Celt. It was believed that the salmons ate the nuts of knowledge. I've read that out in my Arthurian deck quite a few times. So all of this stuff, when you start seeing how it all connects, you'll just start laughing. I know I did. I do quite regularly. All right, so it's time to start acting responsible and be mindless versus mindful, or you'll be at effect to another's cause. And now these are all spelled out. You got to really see how I write in order to get the concept, but you can sound it out for yourself and start getting used to these little sounds. So you got to stop being an effect to another's cause. Now that can be spelled K-A-S-E, can be spelled C-A-W, right? The caw. What does a crow make? Oh, there it is, crow and crown. You got some other crown speaking for you? My crow cawing for you, maybe? Ka-aw-say. Well, Ka is the embodiment of spirit. A-U is a symbol for gold, and say is herself, himself, itself, etc. Laws and love. So there you go.